attack, fast, fatal, thought impact, past painful scars. In fact, I blast tasteful bars and pass. I back up my actions, fact, don't ask, grab reactions, jacked, attack with every word, then act with class as they hear me snap. I got nothing to lose, cause I fought and felt the bruise. Now I'm not the one confused, call the shots and they produce. I ain't lost, I'm finally loose, pick a new silver excuse. I need the views to boost me to a new abuse of being used. Everybody wants a piece now, y'all can rest in peace now. You're dead to me, so peace out. Remember, you're discreet now. Get ready for defeat now.
Alrighty. Hello everybody. This is Minishot here, and now I'm going to be trying to upload some mini shots. So let us begin. Our story starts with Izuku Midoriya. In this world, he was born with a quirk. However, he was born fairly early. Now, Deku, yeah. His parents are out of high school. They may or may not have been a bit too gung-ho in their relationship. And thanks to that, he was born. Now, whenever he was a young boy, he was abandoned. His parents, something happened to them. And thanks to that, he was put in an orphanage. And he grew up in the system. However, at the age of 18, he enrolled in the police academy. After being able to get out of it and find a home for himself. And we do have him at the age of 25. Right now, Deku, he's been through a lot in his life. He knows some about his past, and at least some information he's been able to find about his mother and father. The names connected to his birth certificate and everything. Thanks to this, it gives him his disposition as to exactly why he doesn't like certain types of people. Now, with that being said, Deku, right now, he does pull up to a crime scene. And as Deku, he does walk into the area and see what's going on, he does comment on it to his partner. He comments on the man that this all does seem pretty bad, and that they might have another case of vigilantism on their hands. To which the man he does remark, he's pretty sure that might just be the case. And right now, they just need to investigate and find more information to look further into. He's walking around, and he is looking. Him actually going to bring up his hand and go to use his quirk. As he does lift certain things up off the ground and hover them in the air. As people do ask what he's doing. However, Deku he does turn, informing them that he's clearing the area more to look for clues. As he does look around the area and try to figure it all out. He is curious. With all his time on the force, he knows that if this case does go to vigilantism, it's going to move off of his desk and go to pros. That's how this line of work usually does go through. The hoops he has to jump through and things he has to do. And it's going to be annoying. As we do actually have one of our pro heroes do show up. Deku actually being asked by a pro what he's doing, to which he would explain. As he does look over and see a pro hero he does recognize. It's fairly late, around 6 o'clock in the evening. And Deku, he sees the pro as she does walk up and ask him what exactly they're looking for. Deku holding out his hand. Miss Midnight, I presume. Her shaking it, talking about how she is. And she would like to know exactly what he's doing. Lady, I'm doing my job. I'm here looking for clues and trying to find out what happened. Look at this. Deku pointing to the area. I explain that the crime scene is exactly what they might think. The vigilante, or really, suspect in question, they got away. And right now, this is connected to a string of murders. Alright, so this already is a hero level case. It's out of the hands of the law. Lady, I don't believe that's correct. Excuse me? Listen, Pro, sometimes you need to understand. The people we've already found in connections with these murders, they're unrelated. And more or less, it's more like a serial killer. Really, what I think may have happened is quite simple. This was an accident, this one. You can't be certain. I am. I have a very good idea. Deku actually going to float off the ground. As the pro hero, she's kind of surprised. A flying quirk? Deku actually moving up the wall as he does going to bring up a flashlight, talking about how the scratches up here do show that the villain may have attacked from above. And if he's correct, Deku flying on top of the rooftop and looking around more, he does see something. Before he does just go to reach down and go to grab a pair of gloves. He does grab them off of his belt, going to put them on and going to actually grab something off the ground before floating back down. Holding something up, talking about how this will be a very good piece of evidence. As they do put it up and seal it. Deku turning to the pro, as she does inform him. Right now, they believe that these murders, they are in connection with a case they themselves have been running. So, what he needs to understand is, it's now out of his pay grade. To which, Deku, he does get annoyed, and he does leave. The pro hero just thinking, that man, he really is an asshole. But it can't be helped. Relations between police and pros, they're not really too good. Especially whenever it comes to the detective agencies of each certain agency with the police. Many of them, they try to be more assertive in the way they run things. Meanwhile, the police, they're just trying to do their job. They are supposed to protect and serve, similarly to pros. However, the fact is, pro heroes, they get a lot of credits. And the police force, people don't really see them as that much anymore. Their names kind of been overshadowed by the word hero, and what that exactly does entail. In fact, Deku, after he does get off the job and get done with paperwork, he does head out. Him walking outside and going to actually light a cigarette. As Amanda's walk outside and see him. Hey, surprised you're still here. So, I thought you would have get going already. Yeah, I got it. Got off of work a bit early. And why is that? Because I just need a drink. Alright. I know a pretty good bar. Oh yeah, I know which one you're talking about. That place has turned into more of a hero's bar though. It's annoying. Yeah, but it's close to the precinct and it's close to the nearest agency. Besides, there's like 5 around that area, so it's bound to have happened. Yeah, but I know. That place used to be on the down low, but now heroes go there all the time after work. So many of them still in fucking costumes. Come on. You can't really blame them for that. Besides, many of those guys, they just want to have a drink and go home. You know how it is. You yourself do the same thing, don't you? Yes, I do. However, it just gets annoying. I just want to stop hearing about pro heroes on the fucking TV. Commercials, ads, everywhere. They fucking turn. There's a pro hero doing something. Yeah, I get it, but why do you hate heroes? Is it because you couldn't be one with your quirk? Really? No. The reason why I hate heroes is a bit different. It's a lot more than just that. You know how I told you I grew up in an orphanage? Yeah. You don't talk much about your own past. I get not really trusting people, but you're a lot more cold in that way, aren't you? Solid like a wall? Yeah. Deku taking a long drag of a cigarette. as he does puff out some smoke before telling the man the reason why he doesn't like pros is because it took away his parents. Hmm? What? They died in an accident? Hmm? Yeah, my parents are both pros. And, well, yeah. Shortly after my mother got off of her leave and went back to work, she died. My father hunted down the man who killed her. And, well, my evidence tells me enough to not finish that. But wait, so you don't hate pros then? You just hate the villains who killed them? No, it's more to that idea. I was going to follow in their footsteps. I was going to be a pro. And I learned if I became a pro, what happens? Some pros die. If they weren't there in a danger like that, then they wouldn't do that. Your entire logic, it just doesn't make sense. Listen, man, your logic doesn't make sense to you. My logic makes sense to me. My entire idea is pro heroes, people will hunt down and try to find their identities, and they'll try to take them down. They can walk around without their mask, and people, they're more afraid to attack police officers like that. The villains, they don't look at the police, they look for the heroes. We're the guys who can do things behind their backs and get them. We just like to hand over the evidence to the pros and let them deal with it. Honestly, that's how this world works nowadays. If I can put a villain behind bars, but a pro hero is going to put the handcuffs on them, I don't care. I'm still just trying to help people. And I'd rather not die doing it. Does that make sense to you? Kind of. Deku going to drop his cigarette and going to put it out, telling the guy that he's going to go for a drink. And if he's going to try to spit philosophy with him now, at least do it over a cup of whiskey, or at least a few beers. Deku walking away, as we do have about an hour later and outside the bar, where some people are walking in and they're looking around. They do sit down, and they do somewhat keep talking. Eventually, some people they do go home. However, somebody they do stay, walking over to a table, or at least over to the bar and sitting down on a stool. Them looking down towards the end and seeing a man who's sitting there. He's looking over something on the table, and he at least does have an empty cup of whiskey. The person kind of confused, as they do walk over and ask exactly what the man's doing. Oh, hi. As we do have midnight, or crap, I think her name is Koyami. That I feel like I'm wrong about that. Hang on. Her name is Kayami. Now, Kayami, she does actually turn and see this man, or whenever the man does turn his face, she does see him. She immediately recognizes him. It's the same man she met hours ago today. And he's just sitting there reading something while drinking in a bar? Her just thinking, of all the places to fucking run into him, why here? As Deku, he does turn his head. She's not wearing her hero outfit. She's just wearing her civilian clothes. Hi. What are you doing here? I'm just here for a drink. Some of me and my friends came here after work. You don't sound like you're in a good mood. Yeah, I'm really not. Honestly, I'm just tired, and right now I'm kind of annoyed. Hmm? Why is that? Her just thinking, does does he really not recognize her? Her just deciding to sit down and seeing if she can at least keep this going a little bit longer. Well, my job is fairly annoying today. I ran into an asshole. Sounds exhausting. Listen, I'm just looking over some reports right now before I have to file them for my work. It's just been exhausting today. I've been working a double shift for the last couple weeks. Honestly, my day off is tomorrow, and I just want to go home after I at least have a few more drinks. Hmm? Really? That sounds pretty good. Yeah. Sorry, my name's Izuku. Him holding out his hand. Her just at least not doing so. Explaining that her name is Kayami, or Kayama. I believe that's how you pronounce it. There's a lot of A's. Now, she does just say that she's here to relax as well. And honestly, she didn't expect to run into a guy like him. Hmm? What do you mean? Look at you. You're sitting in a bar. There's really not anyone around here. And I'm pretty sure last call is in about 15 minutes. Yeah, I know. This place is a hero's bar. And most cops used to come here before they took over the place. Hmm? Does he hate heroes? Hmm? What do you mean by that? With a couple hero agencies opening up around the area, they decided to move in here. Honestly, this place is actually one of the last places heroes would come by. It's nice. Fact is, they're just everywhere nowadays. It's honestly kind of annoying. But really, who cares? Deku, as the bartender does walk by, he does at least tap his fingers, asking the person by name if they can pour him another drink. As they do explain that they can, but if he does ask for another one after the 15 minutes, they're going to have to kick him out. Yes, I understand. Anyways, just please hurry up. I'm running my buzz over here. Deku turning to the woman, asking if she wants something to drink. Hmm? Sure. Deku just pointing and saying that she'll take another one too. As the two they do sit there. Midnight, she finds it to be fascinating for a minute. This dude she met earlier today, she thought he was a douchebag, an asshole. But really, she just tries to talk to him. He's nice, he's polite, and he does seem to be a bit more absorbed in his work rather than the type of guy who comes to a bar and tries to pick up people. It's a little refreshing, since she had to turn down a guy already while the two were talking. And Deku, he did actually try to step in. The man, he was clearly stumbling over his own words. And whenever the guy did try to grab onto Midnight, Deku, he just simply got off the stool and brought his hand up, grabbing the man by his wrist and informing him that he's gonna have to stop him right there. The guy, getting annoyed as Deku, he at least does go to pull his badge, informing him that right now he's off duty. However, he still does have the authority to arrest him. And if he doesn't leave the bar right now, or at least call somebody to pick him up, then he's going to be spending the night in the big house. The man, after Deku does have his, well, the man he does rip his arm out of Deku's grip. Afterwards, the guy does leave the bar. And Deku does sit back down. As he does, he's go to close up this file and go to put it into a briefcase. As Midnight, she does ask if he'd like to go for a drink again sometime. Hmm? Uh, well, sure, maybe. Honestly, though, I just, I'm free tomorrow. Hmm? Really? Yeah, why not? If you want to, we can get lunch, maybe? Uh, sure. The two exchanging phone numbers. And as they do at least walk out, you do have Midnight. She's trying to think. This guy, he is a bit odd. He doesn't like heroes. And right now she's just wondering, does he hate Midnight? Hmm? This being where she actually has asked the question to him. Hey, do you not like pro heroes? Huh? Oh. Um, well, I wouldn't say I don't like them. So you hate certain pro heroes, right? Ha. Everyone asks these same fucking questions. It's just a question. Can't you just answer it? Okay, listen. Heroes, they're everywhere. They sell toys. They sponsor products. They're in media. They're online. Anywhere you look. It's just everywhere you look and turn, it's being stuffed down your throat. Even then, I just don't trust them. Hmm? Why not? They're like the police force. I get that. But I I have my reasons. I've lost people I've never met because of pro heroes. Deku, the way he said this does confuse Midnight. He's lost people he's never met? The expression on Deku's face, it showed Midnight that that statement, it was true. She's been through enough interrogations and at least enough things in her life to know whenever a suspect or perp is telling the truth or lying by the look on their face. And the look on Deku's face, while he is drunk, yes, there's the fact that it does show at least a bit more concern. It shows sadness. And really, it does show some distaste. Deku, he looks like he ate something sweet but bitter. And right now, he's getting more of that bitter taste. Deku doesn't seem angry. But at the same time, he doesn't seem mad either. And this does surprise her. As they do part ways, Deku, he does try to think. That woman he met, she seems familiar. Why would that be? It's weird. Has he seen her before? No, that couldn't be it. But at the same time, she was kinda cute. Hmm. Maybe he'll at least have some luck in the dating area. Especially now he's got a cute girl's number. Huh. He's talking like some dumb high schooler. That being what Deku does think, as we do actually have Midnight. She does just try to think about it herself. She just met a guy who hates pros. A guy who has his own reasons for it. And he doesn't want to be involved with them. However, it does surprise her now, though. She's getting involved with the guy who hates pros. But how is she going to explain to him that she's a pro? Now, with that being said, I do hope you guys enjoyed. And have an amazing day. I'll catch you guys in the next one.